Dear children, today's chapter is Bepin Choudhury's Lapse of Memory. So, lapse, you know what is lapse? Lapse is a temporary failure or slip. Okay? So, before you read, and this chapter is written by Satyajit Ray. Satyajit Ray was born on 2nd May 1921 and he died on 23rd April 1992. He was an Indian film director, screenwriter, author, music composer, graphic designer, and illustrator. He is widely considered as one of the greatest filmmakers of 20th century. He received many awards, including the Bharat Ratna. Before you read, do you have a good memory? Has your memory ever played any tricks on you? Forgetfulness often puts you in a tight spot, but forgetting a part of your life completely may drive you crazy. In this story, Bepin Babu goes nearly crazy because he cannot recollect his stay at Ranchi. He has never been to Ranchi. He insists, though there are many witnesses to the contrary. What is the suspense all about? So the story goes like this. Every Monday on his way back from work, Bepin Choudhury would drop in at Kalicharan's in New Market to buy books, crime stories, ghost stories, and thrillers. He had to buy at least 5 at a time to last him through the week. He lived alone. He was not a good mixer. He had few friends and didn't like spending time in idle chat. Today, idle chat means unnecessary or routine conversation just for time pass. Okay. So today at Kalicharan's, Bepin Babu had the feeling that someone was observing him from close quarters. He turned round and found himself looking at a round-faced, meek-looking man who now broke into a smile. So meek is quiet and humble. I don't suppose you recognize me. Have we met before? Asked Bepin Babu. The man looked greatly surprised. We met every day for a whole week. I arranged for a car to take you to the Choudhury Falls. In 1958 in Ranchi. My name is Parimal Ghosh. Okay. So like every Monday after work, Bepin Choudhury directly headed to Kalicharan's bookshop in New Market to buy books. His topics of interest were crime stories, ghost stories, and thrillers. He lived alone and was not a good mixer. Means he was an introvert kind of a person. He had very few friends and he didn't like spending time in idle chat. Idle chat, I have already told you, unnecessary talk or just a routine conversation for time pass. So while he was looking at the books, he had a feeling that someone was perhaps closely observing him. The man claimed that he knew Bepin, and in fact Bepin Babu knew him too. He informed Bepin Babu, much to his surprise, that both of them were good acquaintances. The stranger told him that they met daily for a week when Bepin Choudhury had come to Ranchi, and his name was Parimal Ghosh. Okay. Ranchi. Now Bepin Babu realized that it was not he but this man who was mistaking a mistake. Bepin Babu had never been to Ranchi. He had been at the point of going several times but never made it. He smiled quietly and said, "Do you know who I am?" The man raised his eyebrows, bit his tongue, and said, "Do I know you? Who doesn't know Bepin Choudhury?" Now, when Parimal tried to remind Bepin Babu about his visit to Ranchi in the year 1958, Bepin thought that the stranger was confusing him with someone else. He was making a mistake. Bepin did not remember of having gone to Ranchi, though he had greatly wished to. He wanted to go to Ranchi, but he didn't go. Bepin Babu asked the stranger if he knew him. The stranger told his name and told that he was Bepin Babu. Bepin Babu now turned towards the bookshelves and said, "Well, still you are making a mistake. One often does. I have never been to Ranchi." The man now laughed aloud. So when the stranger told Bepin Babu his name, Bepin Babu thought that the stranger was making a mistake. He was confusing him with someone else as he had never been to Ranchi. "What are you saying, Mr. Choudhury? You had a fall in Choudhury and cut your right knee. I brought you iodine. I had fixed up a car for you to go to Netrahat the next day, but you couldn't because of the pain in the knee. Can't you recall anything? Someone else you know was also in Ranchi at that time, Mr. Dinesh Mukherjee. You stayed in a bungalow and you said you didn't like hotel food and would prefer to have your meals cooked by Bawarchi. Mr. Mukherjee stayed with his sister. You had a big argument about moon landing. Remember? I'll tell you more. You always carried a bag with your books in it on your sightseeing trips. Am I right or not? Now, to prove his point, Parimal told him a number of incidents. He told him that he had a fall in Choudhury and had a cut in his right knee. Parimal also reminded him that he had arranged a car to go to Netrahat. Parimal also told him about Mr. Dinesh Mukherjee. He also told him that he didn't like hotel's food and preferred to have his meals cooked by Bawarchi and many other things. Bepin Babu spoke quietly, his eyes still on the books. Which month in 58 you are talking about? The man said October. No, sir, said Vipin Babu. I spent puja in 58 with a friend in Kanpur. You are making a mistake. Goodbye. But the man didn't go, nor did he stop talking. So Bipin Babu asked him about the month. The man said October. Now Bipin Babu told him that in October during Puja year is Durga Puja, and you know Durga Puja is the most popular festival in in West Bengal. So Bipin Babu told him that he spent puja or he was in Kanpur with his friend. Very strange. One evening I had tea with you in veranda of your bungalow. You spoke about your family. You said you had no children and that you had lost your wife 10 years ago. Your only brother had died insane, which is why you didn't want to visit the mental hospital in Ranchi. When Vipin Babu had paid for the books and was leaving the shop, the man was still looking at him in utter disbelief. Now Parimal told him that one day he, Parimal, had tea with Vipin Babu. And Vipin shared his intimate details with him, which put Bepin Choudhury in a fix. The death of Bepin's wife and brother, his being childless, all these intimate details were known to Parimal. So when Bipin Babu had paid for the books and he was leaving, the man was still looking at him in utter disbelief. Utter disbelief means in complete surprise. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you.